morning. We're here with Janice from the Foodbank at Trussell Trust in Gorebridge. So this is the St David's High School podcast. So welcome, Janice.
Thank you.
Janice, how long have you worked here for?
10 years.
Right, and were you a volunteer to start with, or are you still a volunteer?
No, the church wanted to do something around poverty, firstly in Gorebridge, which is where we're located. And they got in touch with the Trussell Trust, and the chap at the Trussell Trust says you need to do one for Midlothian. So it took about a year to get off the ground, and then they advertised for a manager. They gave me the heads up that they were wanting me to apply for it, and I still was unsure because I had a really good job. But I did apply for it, and lucky I got accepted, so that's how I ended up here.
Right. You've been here ever since?
Yes. I didn't know what I was doing to start with, obviously, but it soon worked out. First thing I had to do was get a container, because the first food drive we did, we got 2.8 tonnes of food.
Wow.
Yes, and I thought, where am I going to put that?
Perfect. So how would you describe a typical day at the food bank?
Okay, so today's not typical. We come to work and we'll answer emails and the telephone and get referrals from different agencies. We have lots of agencies that are on our books. And we'll get a parcel ready and we'll base it on the age or the gender of the person and whether they're single, whether they're married, whether they're got kids. So we don't just put stuff into a bag, we take it into consideration of what they would require. We also ask them if there's any pets, and if they need, we do nappies, we do toiletries,
So
pet food, we do everything.
all right, okay,
really.
Perfect. And what can people expect when they visit?
To collect a parcel.
Yeah, to collect their parcels.
There'll be people, a lot of people don't want to hang around because it can be embarrassing, but we try and put them at ease.
Okay.
So they'll come in, they'll say their name, and we do it by first name. And we'll say, right, your parcel's here. And sometimes we can get into a conversation and see what they really need,
Okay.
rather than us deciding what we think they want.
Right.
So it's nice if they come.
Yeah, if they come right. No, that's so it's quite a personable kind of thing when they come to visit.
There's that's a normal day. There are some days that you do a bit of chatting.
Okay.
Because they get upset.
Right. Okay.
But that's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly.
To make them feel. It's
yeah.
got to be dignified.
That's right. Exactly.
So
no, totally.
A lot of people get us out of date food, but to me that's not dignified.
No. So, how many families or people do you think that you support per week, roughly?
It's so different. It would be easier to tell you that lately we're over 6,000 people in a year.
Wow, so that's a lot. And has that been more of an increase?
Yes,
right,
very much so.
Okay, oh, that's interesting to know.
The cost of living and the fuel and everything else is
it's just
skyrocketed.
What would you say is the most kind of needed item from a food bank? Apart
Soap
from
powder.
Food, soap powder. Okay.
Toilet rolls.
Right.
Anything like that.
Right.
That's really some of the main things.
Right.
We'll give them food and they'll say, have you got any shower gel or have you got any toilet roll or whatever, and dog food and cat food.
Right.
We do that as well.
Okay.
But the dog and cat home in Edinburgh, they supply us with the dog and cat food.
Yeah. And I know that you rely on kind of donations from people as well.
Yeah.
What is the most kind of needed kind of item? Well, you've obviously kind of said you like your soap powder and things like that.
People, and I don't blame them, tend to think pasta and pasta sauce is going to give you a meal.
Yeah.
I could sell you pasta and pasta sauce, but we put a lot in people's parcels. The things that tend not to be thought about are like meat meals. When I say meat meals, I mean like tins of meatballs, tinned pies, tins of mince, tins of haggis, something that could be made into a dinner. And people, we don't seem to think, they don't think like that, but it's not their fault. They're just thinking they're doing a good thing by giving them, which they are. They definitely are.
Yeah.
The other thing is UHT milk
Okay.
and diluting juice. That's your biggest thing, actually.
Right.
And Tesco's sell the wee bottles of diluting juice for like 50 pence. It used to be 42 by the way. They're 50 pence now, and they're ideal because we also put out emergency food boxes around Midlothian for people that can't get to the food bank or it's out at hours.
In the lead up to Christmas, do you say that you see more people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do Christmas. It used to be called hampers, but it's basically Christmas parcels to see families through the 2 weeks that the kids are going to be off school. We still do single people as well, because there's not a lot available for single people, or a married couple. There's not a lot available for them either.
Right.
But we've got just under 400 referrals for next Wednesday.
For next week. Wow.
So in the summer, I trialled doing vouchers. I was fortunate enough to get funding for the council, and it worked really well. All the families liked the fact that it was farm food vouchers. But the reason we picked farm foods is you can get anything at farm foods.
So they can go out and they can buy whatever they want.
Exactly.
Rather than...
Because there's fresh stuff, there's tinned stuff, there's freezer stuff, there's toilet rolls, there's toiletries, all that sort of stuff. It might be that they're thinking, oh man, I can't afford soap powder. That voucher will get them soap powder at farm foods.
Yeah. So in terms of the vouchers, how much do you give people? So if
it depends on the size of the family. Generally, if it's a single person, they'll be getting £10 a week, so they'll get £20. And we cap it at £30 a week because we have some big families.
Yeah, of course.
But that's weekly, so it's more than enough to get them through
that. How can people donate for Christmas? So I know that you're saying that you're doing vouchers. Are you still doing food parcels for?
We're doing food parcels for people that won't be able to get the vouchers because I've used them all. We did have a cut-off date, but you still get lots of people coming after the cut-off date, thinking, because we're that soft, we normally do it for them. But I can't do it this year because we've spent £12,000 on vouchers.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
And we don't have any left at all to help them. So, but we can do a parcel for them.
Right.
And we've got Christmas items that have been donated. We're still getting Christmas items in. And if we've got enough Christmas items, when we need the vouchers out, there's a chance they might get some selection boxes as well, depending on how many we have.
What you've got.
Because there's an awful lot of people being referred this year. So the main thing is to get them the vouchers.
Yeah.
Anything extra will be a plus.
Right, okay. Oh, perfect. And how does St David High School help you for Christmas?
We're collecting with the donations because a lot of the schools do that. I know we've done it with your school every year, and it's a lot of food that we get, and it helps us top up. We were very low before Christmas because we never got to do our Tesco food drive in the summer. And we rely on that. We had to actually go and buy food, but we managed to get in at Christmas to do a Tesco food drive, and that really helped us. But the stuff that's coming in just now, it's a bonus. It means I don't have to worry about next year.
Yeah. So
whereas I was.
So you've got like a stock kind of for going into...
If I was having to do parcels for the amount of people that's in for next Wednesday, I still wouldn't have enough.
Okay.
So the vouchers, obviously somebody was telling me that's the way to go. Because I'd have struggled. And making up 400 parcels is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's a big lot of work. Plus, people coming for those parcels, some of them are getting about 6 bags full of stuff. They've got to carry that. Not everybody comes with transport. So they were delighted. And in the summer, they come every week.
Okay.
So I managed to make it every 2 weeks because it was vouchers they were getting. And it did. It worked really well.
It worked really well.
So I managed to get the funding to do it for Christmas, which was good.
And do you think probably moving forward you would probably do that again for next Christmas?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would. You just have to seek the funding for it. Plus we have to seek funding for the running of the food bank. That's the biggest thing that's on our list.
Okay.
But no, vouchers, I'm sure it's the way to go.
Thank you for listening to this month's episode of the St David's High School podcast. Hope you have an excellent Christmas and a Happy New Year.